And this is the school for the smaller kids coming up. Just about see it through edge. I don't want to make these vlogs too long because I don't want you to get bored. But yeah, that's the school. When I was a kid, I never went to this school. Well, that's the new bit I think that's been added on. Yeah, if you lived in Upper Langwith, the top part of Langwith I should say, you went to that school, Whalley Thorns. But if you lived at bottom end of Langwith, near the Jug and Glass, you went to Cutney School. That's just how it worked out. So I went to Cutney School. And then when you were 11, you went up to bigger school, which was Meaden School for me at Warsop. But if you went to the Whalley Thorns School as a little kid, you went to Shirebrook Comp. So the village was sort of off and off really. So you got like your top end and your bottom end. Oh, they've got football on today. This is this is football field. This has always been here. Now it did used to be a park, bit of a park and climbing frames on here when I was a kid. But now it's just used for football. They always have games on here at weekend. They've started planting a few trees last year in here, and I think they're going to make some sort of a memorial garden in part of it. So I've heard. Yeah, Langwith White Star Football Club. That's what that is. My dad used to play football when he were a lad. He were a good footballer, my dad was. In his day, bless him. I can just imagine him and all. I mean, he was like a little whippet running about. And that house there that you can see in the distance, now that's been there, well, forever. When I was a kid it was there, and I used to say, oh, when I grow up, I want to live in that bungalow. Sorry, bungalow, not house. You'll have to excuse me, I do get some of my words a bit muddled up and don't say the right name for things, but that's just me, so just bear with me. It's not that I'm going doolally, it's just how I am. So you will have to excuse me. I take after my mum for that. She used to say her words wrong way round, back to front, daft words, and I'm saying so. Yeah, it looks a lovely bungalow, that. Yeah, I'd love to live in there. And that's straight across from cemetery, where I'm walking up now to have my little talk with my mum and dad. Yeah, we've got some beautiful countryside around us, in Langwith. And years ago it used to be a lovely little village. There we go, St Luke's. This is our cemetery. There is another cemetery in Langwith, but it's at the other end. And it's not as big as this. This is quite a big cemetery. Yeah, this is where most of my family are. I'm afraid my little brother, I think he only lived till he were 3 months old. He died of pneumonia, so I never got to meet him. He were born before I were. He's in here somewhere. My grandma and granddad. Over there on my my dad's side, my dad's mum and dad. And I never met my grandma either. I think she passed away as I were a baby, so never got to meet her, and I never got to meet my granddad because he'd already gone before I was born. So I've never really known grandparents because my mum's mum, she were gone as well before I was born, and so I only knew my granddad on my mum's side just for a few years. And this is my little mum and dad's grave. So I'll have my little talk with them and then I'll carry on. Right, we're back, folks. Back to the football field. It's just finished, everybody's gone. Just thought I'd tell you about when I were a kid. We used to have a jazz band in Langwith. In them days you had jazz bands all in every village. So yeah, this were where we used to practice our jazz band. I were on bazooka and my little sister, she were a majorette, swinging a mace round. We had some good times on here. My mum and dad used to come up and watch us. And down there now there's a bit of like a skate park. That's new, that never used to be there. Yeah, like we're saying, we're surrounded by a lovely countryside. There's some really good walks round Langwith. And where I've shown you where the pit used to be, all there that used to be pit tips, now it's archaeology. Oh, I can't say the word. Well, it's nice walks anyway. I can't think it word. I did a video yesterday, but I filmed it wrong way round, so I've had to do it all again. And I said agricultural, and my husband says that's not right word. So I can't even say the right word, so I'll leave it at that. You'll know what I mean. See what I mean? Talk double Dutch, me. Yeah, we used to go that walk there, we used to call it Colonel's Drive. And takes you all right fields, and then you come back out, up Nate Jug and Glass, Limes Avenue. Oh, I've been on that walk many times as a kid. And with my mum and dad, we used to go lots of walks. That's what you did in them days, when there were no mobile phones and technology. You went walks and bike rides, and bike rides we used to go with my mum. We used to bike it to Bowser, Bowls over, for you that don't know what I'm saying. Yeah, we used to bike it there, up that great hill, and we didn't get off his bike, and they weren't like they are in nowadays, with loads of gears on. You only had 3 gears. Morning. Yeah, we were fit in them days, fit and healthy. Basic food, proper cooked dinners, you know, with fresh veg, fresh meat from butchers. Because we never went out at village really when I was a kid. We didn't have a car, we never had a car. My mum and dad never drove. So we never had a car. So my mum did our shopping in the village. She'd walk up to the shops every day, or she'd send me up to do a bit of shopping. We had a butcher's, bakery, vegetable shop, cobblers where you got your shoes. And in them days you got your shoes mended. You didn't get a new pair. You took them to cobblers and they mended them for you. God, they don't know they're born nowadays, do they? Crikey me. Now this bit here, this is allotments. because some people still like to grow their own veg. So yeah, it's a nice little allotment, that is. Now we're coming back towards the church again. That's front on it, look. Or back on it, which way you want to say. I'm surprised this bench is still here, because we do get a few vandals in Langwith, as you do everywhere nowadays. Folks can't leave note alone, can they? Some kids. Now this here, this used to be a school, but nowadays it's well, in this part, I think Thursdays they have vegetables where you can go and get veg and fruit from our local rhubarb farm. So yeah, they do all that in there, and they have sequence dancing on in here. I used to go with my dad. Oh God, years ago now. It were a lot of years ago, before I got married. So yeah, it were. Whew. God, I didn't think it were that long. It's weird, isn't it, how time flies. I got married in 97, so friggin' hell, can't believe that. Yeah, so yeah, it was 96 when I was coming here with my dad. Which sounds like they're practising something in there. But yeah, used to go sequence dancing with my dad, and he had 2 left feet, but we used to have a right laugh in here. We did. I miss them days. But yeah, they still do that in here. And I think they have oh yeah, look, Zumba. Yeah, that's our village hall, and you go there to do your voting. And then that white building you see there, that used to be a shop years ago. When I was a kid, it were a sweet shop. I think they sold other bits and bobs, but I can't remember. But I know we used to get sweets from there. Really used to look forward to it. And now, coming up here, this is what you call Portland Road. And this is the street my dad were born on. And my dad lived in Langwith all his life, 87 years. I bet not many people can say that. And when he met my mum, they lived with his mum and dad for a bit, because that's what you did in them days. When you got married, you lived with your parents for a bit, and then they put the name down for a cottage at Cotton Mill, which is still in Langwith. They lived there for a few years until they got a council house on Fairfield Close, and then they lived there for the rest of their lives, apart from last part when they had to go in Langwith Lodge nursing home. But my mum, she were only in there for 3 months before she got norovirus, and then sadly she passed away. And then my dad went in there for 20 months, and he got COVID, passed away from that. So yeah, it's been a shit few years for me. It has. And it's still shit, to be honest, but you plod on, don't you? You plod on, you have to. But yeah, this is where it all began for me dad. And then now we're going down towards the Portland. This was probably the main club in Langwith. It was the welfare, and where I told you they did ballroom dancing, and they had groups on. Easter, they had Easter bonnet on. Me and my husband did a karaoke in here many years ago, when we used to run our own karaoke for about a year. And when I was a kid, I used to go singing around pubs with my dad. I'd get up on stage and I'd win prizes. I was well known in the Chad for being a little star. There, where that car is, that used to be, oh, it's still there, look, that building there, that used to be a butcher's when I was a kid. But, oh, it's been closed for years now, and never took over and done anything with it, which is a shame. Yes, I'll get my husband to, when he edits all this, and he'll put a picture up at Portland where it used to look like when it were here, but sadly it's gone. They knocked it down a few years ago, and now they've built houses here. But yeah, exactly where the houses are, that used to be the Portland. That's where the Portland steps were. And then along here used to be a wall. And as kids, you always used to walk up the Portland wall. All along here, look where this fence is, that was the wall. And you walked up it, all along it, and you thought it were great. It was like the thing to do. You know, when kids were kids. But yeah, this is well, it's always been a walkway, this has. And where these houses are here, that road back at Portland car park. Oh, it just makes me feel happy just saying it, because the memories in there, unbelievable memories. Used to go in tap room when I were 18 with my dad, because in them days that's what you did, you went out with your dad and you loved it. You weren't embarrassed to go out with your parents. You absolutely loved it, you thought it was great. Go in tap room and have a game of pool with my dad, snooker. They put money in jukebox, listen to songs coming on, and oh god, it was great. Then you go in big room when turn started, and used to get up dancing. Oh, have a game of bingo on a Sunday afternoon. Oh, that were great. Bingo, Sunday afternoon bingo. Won a few quid in there. This is other allotments. We have got another lot of allotments. This is going down towards Pit Hill. And then along here, this house on end used to be a vegetable shop on George Street. I think it was that end house there, sure it was. That used to be the veg shop. Ah, it's all changed. That building there, that used to be doctors for many years, but it's not anymore. The doctors has moved up just a bit further up road, and that were recently built a few years ago. It's a lot better building now, obviously, a lot bigger, and you know, there's more to it than there were at the little doctors. See, we're going back up towards Stoot now, that I told you about there. Look, there's Stoot, and then straight across road is the doctors. Langwith Medical Centre. I will show you where the proper doctors used to be years ago when I was a kid. Used to be down Pit Hill, bottom at Pit Hill, and that used to be Dr. Anderson's, and then before that Dr. Semple's. This is the netball court that we've got in Langwith now. It's been there many years. And then this used to be the old co-op, and before that it were a cinema, and I think they used to have boxing in there as well many years ago. But yeah, that's it's been like a type of home for years now. And that used to just be the cricket club building, but now it's actually a little bar. They've got music playing in there. I bet they're practicing. I think it's band practicing. And then down here used to be the post office. I'll show you a clip of that, what it used to look like. Yeah, this was post office for many years. But now it's a peri peri chicken. I haven't tried it, so I can't comment on it. And that was a charity shop at one point, but now I don't know what they're turning it into. But it used to be what do you call it, a laundrette for a bit, but I don't think it took off. Yeah, there's Scott Street, what I've shown you. They were all terraced houses years ago. In fact, I lived on there for a year when I first met my husband. And now along here used to be Chippy, Shuey's chip shop. And it's had other shops on here. It's had a butcher's, a bakery, but now there's nothing there. Yeah, or it could have been along here. I might be getting muddled up. You'll have to excuse me, you forget. But that's a bungalow now. But yeah, all along there were shops when I was a kid. And then this shop at the bottom here, this has always been called Bottom Shop, because it's at the bottom, obviously. But it is actually London Stores, but it has been here for years, absolutely years. That has. But it's had quite a few owners of it years, but the best days were when it used to sell proper boiled ham, and you used to slice it for you on one of them proper meat slicers. And that's where my mum used to do all the shopping round here when I was a kid in the 70s. To me, the 70s and the 80s were the best years for growing up and being a kid, a proper kid. Right then, guys, I hope you've enjoyed that little bit of a vlog, and I will do a bit more in part 2. So, bye guys, happy sunny Sunday.